Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some big time news for the Tennessee Volunteers on the 2024 recruiting trail as JJ Harrell, one of the best players from the state of Mississippi, and quite frankly, one of the best wide receivers in this 2024 class, has committed to Tennessee. A couple of things I want to talk about. One, kind of who this player is, what he's going to bring to this Tennessee offense, and he fits in from what you see in high school. He's going to fit in very well with what Josh Heupel wants to do on the offense side of the ball. And then two, just a little bit about what Tennessee is doing as a program. It is a very exciting time to be a Volunteer fan. And when you look at cracking that upper echelon of the SEC, if you're picking other teams other than Alabama and Georgia to make that happen, Tennessee does seem to be the leader in the clubhouse at doing so. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to you guys. The support you guys have shown onto the channel truly means a lot. And as like recruiting and NIL and the transfer portal becomes a bigger part of the sport, talking roster construction and what teams are doing from a roster standpoint on the recruiting trail has been a blast to talk with you guys. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's talk a little bit about what Tennessee's doing with this program. Then we'll get into what JJ Harrell and how he fits in so well to this offense. But I think you're starting to see how important it is to land a big name like Big Nico in that 2023 class. And as a Michigan fan, I know all too well when you fail to bring in one of those stud playmaking quarterbacks that players want to go play with, it makes it really hard to recruit the other athletes, the running backs and wide receivers who are going to be playing with that quarterback to your team. And you saw kind of with Texas when they land Arch Manning, all the other wide receivers are looking around saying, I want to go play for the best quarterback in the 2023 class. And quite frankly, I think you can make a strong argument Nico is that guy. But you're seeing Tennessee do the same thing. These wide receivers are saying, I don't want to necessarily go play for some mid four-star quarterback that might not be a Heisman stud candidate. I want to go play for some of the best quarterbacks in the best offense in arguably the whole entire country. And that's what Tennessee is presenting. And you look at how Ohio State has been able to get all those wide receivers. They have a very good offense, and they've recruited the quarterback position well. Tennessee's starting to do that, and that's why you're starting to see a lot more wide receivers take their official visits to Tennessee. And even in this case, commit to Tennessee because they want to go play in an offense that is complementary to what they're trying to do, and they want to go play for a very good quarterback. So Tennessee obviously doing very well on that side of things. Getting to the player in JJ Harrell, we're going to turn on some highlights and tape of him. You're going to see why he fits into this Tennessee offense extremely well, and this is starting to become a little bit of a wide receiver factory. Velus Jones is one of my favorite prospects in the 2022 NFL draft. And you have two guys who are very exciting in the 2023 NFL draft. Jalen Hyatt, what everyone wants to talk about, and he was phenomenal. People are forgetting about Cedric Tillman and how good he was in 2021. Obviously banged up in 2022, but I mean, those are two wide receivers that are going to go high in the NFL draft. And then you got another one in Brew McCoy, who's probably going high in the 2024 draft. It's starting to be a place where wide receivers see themselves being developed. And JJ Harrell, no doubt that was playing a large impact in his recruiting and where he wanted to go. I mean, you beat out Georgia, you beat out Alabama, you beat out LSU for this commitment. This is a really big one. Now, getting to what he does and how he's going to fit into this offense, you're going to see two things when you turn on the tape of him. One, he's just a straight up playmaker. And this is the first, it kind of, his highlight film kind of shows perfectly why he's going to do so well in this Tennessee offense. One, what do you want in your wide receiver? First off, you want to see a guy who can go to work after the catch. You're seeing a simple bubble screen here and like Houdini out of here, just like for some reason, just making like 7-8 different people miss. And then he's got the burners to finish it off. You're seeing a guy that when he catches the ball and you give him space, he's going to be a playmaker. And secondly, and probably most importantly, when you look at what Josh Heupel wants to do, he wants to attack down the field vertically. This guy has not only, it looks like he has burners, and he's not a track athlete or doesn't have any track recorded times, but you see how comfortable he is tracking the ball vertically down the field. I mean, basically making these quarterbacks look like they're stuck in the mud. This is kind of what you see Tennessee do to opposing SEC defenses. He looks to fit in just fine with that. I mean, attacking the field vertically is what this guy likes to do, whether it's a go route, whether it's a post route. He plays the ball extremely well at the catch point as well. It's very easy. I mean, his whole highlights are just vertically down the field being an absolute dog. It's really easy as a Tennessee fan to see where this guy's going to fit in, and it's really easy to see why Josh Heupel and that offensive coaching staff sees this guy and says he's going to fit in just fine. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about. One, Kelsey Pope. He seems to be one of the young, up-and-coming young coaches in college football. He's done a phenomenal job. We'll take a look at what he's done. Only been in Tennessee, I believe his first year was 2021, has played a big-time role in getting some elite wide receivers and athletes to come to Tennessee. He's only 30 years old. He's spent time in the NFL. He's played college football at a high level. I believe he played, at Sanford. He's a guy that seems to be connecting with some of these young athletes and playing a big-time role in getting these guys to come to Knoxville. And that's one of the most underrated and important things of college football is having those assistants who are able to attract talent. Michigan has done a good job of that. Tennessee seemingly doing a very good job of it as well. And then let's take a look at this 2024 class because, a very strong 2023 class, but 2024 seems to be off to a great start. Bringing in, Jonathan Eccles is a guy coming from IMG who he wants to play tight end, and he's coming to Tennessee. He could probably be an elite edge rusher as well at 6'4", 230, but he's going to play tight end, kind of be one of that jumbo slot kind of guy that's going to be he's going to be so good over the middle of the field in this offense. And then you have JJ Harrell coming in. That is some big time offensive firepower. And then you're rounding it out with a nice local kid from Marcus Gore. I'm not very familiar with a guy in Caleb Beasley, but again, 24/7 has him as a top 150 guy. Tennessee already 5 hard commits in the 2024 class. That is very early. And again, it's really important to get traction on the recruiting trail early. And that is seemingly what Tennessee's doing. That's where it starts. Josh Heupel is one of the best, arguably the best offensive-minded head coaches in the whole entire country. Now you got to keep acquiring that talent so you can consistently compete with guys like Georgia and Alabama and the big dogs. That is what Tennessee is seemingly doing. And again, very exciting time to be a Tennessee Volunteer fan as they land another 2024 commit in JJ Harrell from the state of Mississippi. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.